Melissa Jakes, the Olivia Pope of virtual and live events, is the CEO and founder of Rescue Event Planning, a Washington, D.C.-based boutique event planning firm to influencers, organizations, and corporations. During this pandemic, Melissa's expertise in online event planning has become a hot commodity. Her company also provides several courses on topics related to event planning and entrepreneurship. She gives mommypreneurs the tools and services to balance career, business ownership, and management with family. Melissa has spoken at several events such as Facebook Boost and conducted workshops at universities and small businesses. She has been featured in several publications such as Event Planner Association Podcast, Rent My Wedding Magazine, Morgan State University, iHeartRadio, CEO Blog Nation, BET Influencer, and Event Planner Expo 2020. She provides entrepreneurs with special tools to combat what she calls FWD, fear, worry, and doubt obstacles, in order to break through and become successful owners. Mommypreneurs, let's welcome Melissa Jakes.
Happy Wednesday, Mommypreneurs. How are you guys doing? I am super excited for tonight, and I am pumped and ready. This is the last day of June, and we're starting for a lot of people, new fiscal years, new everything, and this is a great time to have this topic, okay? So if you don't know who I am and you missed the intro, I'm Melissa Jakes. I am CEO and founder of Rescue Event Planning, but on this show, I am a mom, I am a wife, I'm a mom of two, and just basically a year ago, I was getting ready to give birth like in 1 week, okay? So it is crazy how a whole year has gone by from the concept of starting this show to where we are now. So yes, come on in and say the chats. My favorite person who always supports me, my mother-in-law, Siobhan Jakes. That is my ride to die girl. She's always there with me every show, okay? So give her some love, y'all, if you're watching or you're doing the replay. So listen, I'm not going to delay this. And this is so important when you have a business, when you're talking about getting to the next step. Melissa, I see you doing it. You're on Instagram, you're on Facebook. We see your posts. I don't know how you do it. And it's not by me alone. I'm not the sole person behind it. I might be the CEO and founder, but I am not the person always running every single thing. And so you cannot have yourself. You have to have a team, whether you have employees, subcontractors, or you have investments of coaches. And I made that scary decision of saying, how much for a coach for 6 months? Oh my gosh, I don't know if I could do this. And I would not change it for the world. My business coach, Christina Dukes, I think it's been 3 or 4 years now we've been together. And she has changed my whole perspective of business. And when we come to different I'm not going to say challenges, but different forks in the road of how are you ready to move to the next level? Or do you want to stay stagnant? You know, having someone to push you in that is so important. Okay. So we're going to talk about business assessments. It is, like we said, the end of June. Every month, Christina and I go through, do we make our sales goals? What's going on with the team? Do we need to add someone? What's coming in? What's going out? And we look at the whole picture. What things should we be highlighting? You know, every 2 weeks, we go through and say, what areas should we focus on? Are you taking clients for June? Are you taking clients for December? Right? And so you need those assessments. You have to. This is how you work on your business and not in. And of course, nothing is always perfect. I'm always growing, but I truly have learned that in the past 6 months as the world is opening up. Are you going to be working in your business or on your business? And that's a totally different perspective. So I am going to bring on Miss Christina Dukes. Hey.
Hey, everybody.
Thank you so much, Christina, for joining us.
Definitely. I'm so excited to be here. I'm honored. One of my clients invited me on their show, so I'm here for it.
Yes. And so if people who would not know who you are, give them a little snapshot of what you do and who you are.
For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Christina Dukes. I am a Chicago-based, for now, business and branding strategist and money mindset coach. And I work with primarily women in the corporate space and a few awesome men too, helping them to define, build, and grow their brands outside of corporate as coaches, speakers, authors, entrepreneurs, just help them put themselves out there. And I help them build powerful high-end brands that get them noticed, get them booked, and get them paid. So if that sounds like you, keep watching. How you doing? Okay.
Right. Yeah. So, just like I was telling folks before, it's so important to invest. And some people are like, well, how much is it? And I tell you, it's not only that I trust Christina, it's really taking faith. And we talk through that. You know, you're going to have to take a leap of faith when it comes to investing in yourself. You want to get your nails done. You want to get your hair done. You want to get pretty clothes or whatnot. You're investing in that. So it's the same thing of, do you have a home insurance? Do you have a car insurance? You need to have a business coach because that's your insurance to make sure someone is looking on that outside of your business because you're in it. You're in the day-to-day and someone will say, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. So Christina, we're at June 30th, 2021, and I'm ready for my assessment. How Rescue is doing.
I know. I've been taking some notes, and I'm really excited. So before we got when you asked me to initially do this, I said, well, what do I exactly assess her on, right? Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times in our businesses, what we don't think about is we need to quantify things, quantify results. What were your numbers? You got to look at numbers and actual things, right, that happen. So something in my spirit, I'm an intuitive business coach, said, go back and look at when Melissa booked her first appointment with you. Ooh. So in my appointment scheduler, when you book an appointment with me, there is a list of questions and, you know, just assessing, right? That's our buzzword here, right? Looking at quantifying where you currently are and where you want to be, right? So backstory, we got to tell them how we met.
Yes. So I was doing a conference in New Jersey for Sade Wayadu, who I went to college with. And it really opened my eyes. You guys, I was doing baby showers, weddings, all your things that you typically think of an event. And so when I ran, Christina did like a testimonial from the stage, I think, with Sade. And I'm not quite sure what exactly you all said, but my attention, I stopped working in the conference and paid attention to everything you said. I can't even remember what it is now, but I knew, I said, oh God, she's the person I need to talk to get to the next level. And it opened up my eyes to realize businesses, entrepreneurs, they need to have events too, like conferences, book launches, product launches to be successful. It's visibility, it's networking. And so that opened up my whole eyes to that perspective of event planning. But Christina's aura that day.
It was just a vibe because I'm like, hello, you're the event planner. You did a great job. This is phenomenal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that is how we met. And that was 2017?
17.
Yes.
I got your notes up right here. The first time, so we met in 2017. The first initial, because like obviously part of my process is you do like your complimentary intro call, right?
Yeah.
So that call was done on July the 3rd of 2017.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy.
This is why you're supposed to do the business assessment, because it's been 4 years.
4 years. That's crazy. July 3rd. That is this Saturday.
Yes.
Wow. Look at that.
Yep. And I'm going to tell you where you were in your business. Mm-hmm. But we had our first call on July the 31st, I believe. Yep, the 31st of July, which was a Monday. So we started off right away. It was a quick process, right? You're like, yes, I want to do this. But, you know, most importantly, this is what I want to say, because even as like a law of attraction coach, right?
Yeah.
We talk about attracting things. So you manifested this experience, right? Somehow, somewhere, there was a prayer you said, something you wrote down, something you thought, a thought idea, something that you had about what this business could evolve to. And it was through you planning an event, right?
Yeah.
And in planning that event, it opened your eyes to see what it could be, right? Because we know God's a visionary. So some vision was laid on you at that moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
this is saying by the prophet Khalil Jabril that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And what's so interesting is that when we put these intentions out, whether it's in our business or what our sales goals are, or what we want to become and what we want to do, because I don't care if you're in corporate, you're setting intentions of what you want, right?
Yeah.
Your resume is a written, almost like petition of what you're looking for, right? And this is what I'm bringing in these different things. When it comes to your business, we never think about, well, what do I want, right? And that's why I don't use the word small businesses, because I don't believe your businesses should be small, right?
Yeah.
Stop calling your business a small business. This is a big business. And right now we're looking at your business of our time working together over the last 4 years. And we're about to see this manifestation together, okay?
Okay.
And so I'm glad we never called your business a small business, because this is definitely not a small business. And then when we think about the potential of what it has, you definitely don't have a small business. Okay. So talking about law of attraction and how we're attracting things, because you attracted me and I helped you attract the things that you wanted. And we did that. So let's stop calling our businesses small businesses. These are big businesses, amazing businesses, right?
Yes.
$1 million businesses, successful businesses, 7-figure businesses, right?
Yes.
More powerful. Give your business that power, because we're so used to when we're starting off, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we're starting off, we're like, oh, I'm not making any money. My little business. Oh, how's your little business going?
Yes.
People start saying these things to us, and then it's like, oh, okay, we pigeonhole ourselves. Like, well, all I can do is just plan little weddings and things here and there, right? Yeah. But taking a chance, right? Moving past, I'm sure you had lots of thoughts as to why you couldn't do that event or why you couldn't pull it off, but you somehow figured it out, right?
Yeah.
So you talked about your concept of fear, worry, and doubt. You move past that.
Yes.
Right? Because those are all the opposite. Those things don't help you when you're thinking about your faith.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
They're total opposite of your faith, right? Mm-hmm. And faith is, the Bible says, write the plan and make it plain so he who reads it can run with it. That's a business plan, financial plan, right? Life plan.
Yeah.
Getting yourself in order as a whole person. A lot of times we leave out so many different things. We have to have a fitness plan, a self-care plan, beauty plan. Like, what does it take to maintain you? What are those things so you can be more organized and have more time to focus on what you're good at? And what you're good at is your skill set, right?
Right.
A lot of us, we're in corporate or we're entrepreneurs, but for those who are in corporate, they're really wanting to make those transitions, right? And I'm not telling you to go out and quit your job, but there's a process that happens. And so Melissa's story and testimony of what we're going to share today is just the absolute manifestation of that, and evidence that it is, if it's possible for her, and there's anyone who is where she was when she started, and I'll read you where she was and you can identify yourself there, has the potential to grow to where she is. So imagine if this is what's done in 4 years. Can we only imagine what will be done in the next 4 years?
I know. It's scary. Trust me, you guys, it's scary to think like, oh my goodness, it even clicked that it's been 4 years. And it is a scary thought, but you have to push yourself to say, like, listen, we're going to do it. And that's just it.
Absolutely. Okay. So without further ado, let me reveal what your questionnaire was and your assessment. So if it's okay with you, I'll share with them where you are. Okay. So this is where you are on July 3rd of 2017. Okay.
Okay.
So on July 3rd of 2017, the first question was, what do you do for a living? So you had a 9-to-5 as a social worker, and you're also an event planner. Okay. Mm-hmm. What was most important in your life right now was the second question. It says, growing my business to reach my greatest potential.
Wow.
The third question was, what are the top 3 challenges and frustrations you are experiencing in your life or business right now? The first thing you said was, I'm getting a lot of inquiries, but nothing's turning into profits. Number 2, you said, I'm trying to balance my social media presence. Number 3, you said you were looking for how to become more visible to your market. Okay. The fourth question was, what problem would you like Christina to help you solve? And your answer was, assist me in learning the social media game, turning inquiries into profits. I would like to incorporate speaking engagements to get my name out there and understanding how to market correctly and to the right market. Okay. Can I share where your income was at that time?
Yes.
If you don't mind.
I have no problems with that.
So I do ask my clients what their revenue is so I can understand where we are, assessment, right, to see where we need to go.
Yeah.
So at that time in 2017, your business revenue was under $40,000. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we checked in because every year at the end of the year with my clients, we always do a yearly check-in to like see what we manifested, how many events we've done, what's happened in the business, etc. And I think last year you had a multiple 6-figure month. Year.
Yes. Well, speak that into existence. Okay. Yes. But last year we did have 6 figures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's amazing. In 4 years.
Do you see what I'm saying? A lot of us are wanting our success to fall on us at one time, right? Yeah. But let's flash back to where you are in 2017. You were just finding out I have a passion for this thing. This could actually be serious, right?
Yeah.
I could actually do this, right? What do I need to do to get it to that level, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so literally starting at that place, and doing the work, because you did the work. When stuff needed to be done, you did it, right? We both did work. I'm co-collaborative with my clients. You do some work, I'm doing some work too,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And now you're at this place of completely just growing your business, hiring new people, growing your business, starting your Mommypreneur Wednesdays and your Mommypreneur Empire Tribe that's coming up, right?
Yeah.
Scaling, right? So a lot of times, like we always hear about this big word scaling, right? Yeah. Don't we always hear about that word? Scaling. What the heck is that? Like, I don't want to hear about that.
Scale my business.
Yeah, like what is that? What's scaling? Well, scaling just means how do you grow your business? What's the plan to grow it? Are your prices going to increase next year? What's your growth strategy in your business? Is it to hire new people? Is it to get a location? Like, what is the scale strategy? Because a lot of times we're just in our business just hoping to pay bills and get through it, right? But at the end of the day, we're not creating those plans of like how this business will actually grow, right?
Right.
So that's where you were in 2017, Melissa. And we're speaking those multiple 6 figures all up into existence, okay? All up over here, okay?
Yes. Absolutely.
So go ahead.
No, I'm just thinking how crazy that is to just, wow.
It's exactly 4 years later.
Yeah. And it doesn't even seem like 4 years. And so when I think about people who wait, imagine what you could have done if you waited, and just even realizing that was July of 17. And I left my full-time job February of 2018. So we were only working with each other for like 7 months for me to be able to leave my 9-to-5 and feel comfortable with that. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Well, you know what? Actually, it's not crazy. You planned it.
I know, but I think I thought
we're just hearing it and just thinking like, oh my God. It's like kind of like being like, yeah, I want to get married one day. All of a sudden you're at your wedding. You're like, whoa.
Yeah. It's like I got teleported up. Right.
Yeah. You manifested it. And it's so amazing how, like we want to manifest things. We're praying for things, whether it's in our business, personal lives, whatever, finances, we're praying for things. But a lot of times, we're not, like sometimes we're not in alignment with just understanding that when we do put something out there, it does come back. positive or negative. So if you're saying my little business, I'm struggling with sales, you didn't say anything about that. You're like, I'm trying to convert. You weren't talking about, I'm struggling in my business, I don't know what to do. You're like, do you see what I'm saying? And your starting point was more of the optimism of what can I grow this to versus I'm struggling, I'm desperate, I don't know what to do. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that energy is just totally different. And so that's when we're thinking about our businesses, stop calling them small businesses and our little businesses. Start thinking of your big business, your multi-million-dollar business, your six-figure business, your multiple six-figure business, right? Like we have to shift that energy, okay? So remember recently I had you on my show, the Entrepreneurial Series, which is the show I just started, and we talk about business, law of attraction, life, money, all that good jazz. And I bring on super cool people. So Melissa was my first guest, but Melissa and Rescue were also my event planner for my virtual event. So thank you so much for that, because that was phenomenal. And just the whole process of working with her as, you know, an event planner. And I remember when we first started working together, I'm like, you're an event planner to influencers. And you're like, I don't know if I should like say that and different things. I'm like, no, you're going to say it. And then now when you look at your clients, they are influencers.
Yes. Yes, they are.
Yes. And people were like, I'm not an influencer. Okay, if you can post something on your page, like your business or whatever, and someone buys it, you're an influencer, right? Even if one person bought it, okay? Even if you posted it 10 times and one person bought it, you're an influencer. Because you influence someone to make a decision.
That's true. That is true.
Right? You drive down the street, you see 10 McDonald's. Eventually, you're going to get hungry, stop at a McDonald's. True?
Right. So true.
So, you know, when you really think about businesses and how they run and how we should really look at our businesses, it's in this bigger picture of, if a corporation can do this, why can't I do this in my business? Maybe I need to start looking at myself as a corporation, right? And remember in our session, when I have all my clients do this, we quit their jobs.
Yeah.
Right? Not literally, but we speak it in existence. And I have them say, I quit my job until it's believable.
Yep.
Now you shift your energy to where that job is now your client, right? Yep. You've just freed yourself, because when we think about, oh, I work in corporate, don't slave yourself to someone. Shift that energy around it being another income source, and you're trying to grow these other income sources, because you get stuck in that energy around, oh God, I'm trying to get out. You'll never get out.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is so true, because looking back at the decision, you know, you have to see what, not only, of course, you love your business, you love what you do. You have to have a driving factor, and remember when you get into those frustrating parts, because I don't think I even told, I'm pretty sure we talked about this back then, but if you remember, I got looked over 3 times for a program director position that could have given me 6 figures.
I remember that.
Yeah. But because of my age, it was like, oh, can you really manage other people? And it was a slap in the face every time a new director came in and I was teaching the director how to be a director. And that was my frustration. That's what made me fight harder. Let me just be my own boss, because clearly no one else sees the potential. But some people, you know, kind of consume to that. They're like, okay, I have to be here, you know, and, you know, complain about all of that stuff versus taking that fuel and putting it into that fire to say, okay, I'm going to put my energy into this. Do your 9 to 5, you know, definitely do all that stuff. Do everything to be a great employee. But on your side, you're going to be like, yeah, I got you. I'm doing this too.
I'm Jamaican. I got 2 jobs.
3 jobs.
And to be fairly honest, even if you are in corporate and you don't have a business or you haven't started something on the side, not shame on you, but shame on you. There's so many different tax advantages and things that you can take advantage of to explore your creativity in the marketplace, researching, taking classes, learning about things that are important to you. Starting a business just has so many benefits. And so, you know, I'm like, if you have a cell phone, a home office, a computer and the internet and a car, and you don't have a business to use those things to write off, you're wasting your time.
Okay.
Even if you start a new business every year, just do something. So, it's not just about the tax advantages, but this is about like really figuring out what you want to do. And a lot of people come to business coaches to really get narrowed down on what they want to do, right? Like, what's your niche? Like, we figured out you're an event planner to influencers. Look at the events you plan. Look how luxurious they are. They're high end. They're not, like rinky dink events. These are nice events. And your clients are influencers, and they're awesome. And they're in a certain, income bracket. And that's obvious based on, their brands, right? So the branding is so important, personal branding, right? Even if you're in corporate, you have to have a personal brand. Your resume is your personal brand, right?
Yep.
Right. And so those people who are probably getting some of those positions and different things, they're building a personal brand. But I still think that even outside of corporate, you should have some type of brand, because if corporate is paying you this for what you know, imagine what you will be paid outside in the marketplace for what you know and what you know how to do.
Yep.
And what you do good and what's passionate for you and fun for you. So whether it's event planning or you love making fuzzy socks, right?
Yes. Designing shirts, t-shirts.
Right. Whatever. There's so many different aspects of entrepreneurship. And, when we really think about it, like, and putting yourself out there and in building and growing your business is really about focusing on that personal brand, right? Because something that was really interesting in your initial assessment was that you talked about how you wanted to start speaking more on the stage. So building your confidence to show up and tell your story, because your story is your business's story, right? Because as people learn more about you, they learn more about what you do in these different capacities, right? Like, let's take a personal brand, for example. You know who Tony Robbins is, right?
Yes.
Right. Well, like, Tony Robbins doesn't only do personal, public speaking and coaching, right? Tony Robbins also has his own products. He started off doing, I think, Herbalife or something like that, and selling to help people get together from the holistic perspective, right? He did coaching programs. You could go to one of his seminars to get your encouragement to go in your business. We need that. We need that encouragement. And so with a lot of people who do have business coaches, the business coaches are giving you that encouragement. So like, I meet with my clients every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks, they're getting that dose of encouragement. Go. Okay.
And a long list of to-dos.
Right? Because you've got to do the work, right?
Yes.
If you want to make Thanksgiving dinner, you can't just go out and buy. You got to do the work. You got to buy the ingredients. You got to prepare the food, cook the food, set the table, put it on nice, plates. You've got to do the work. There's no other way around it.
Absolutely.
So the personal brand is just so powerful. So when we did the entrepreneurial series, like a few weeks ago, a month ago.
Yeah.
I was really looking at what have we done together in our working together, because it was about, the topic was how to boss up in your life and career, right? In business, right?
Yep.
And so I was like, well, how's Melissa bossed up? And so I told you guys where she started. So I want to read, I did an article, a blog post about our talk that we did, and I can drop the link in the comment section for everyone if they want to check it out.
Yes.
But I wrote up like where Melissa ended up.
We're still good.
Okay. Can I read it?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So what I was writing was, what I wrote is, Melissa Jakes is the Olivia Pope of live events and founder of Rescue Event Planning, event planner to influencers, host to Mommypreneur Wednesdays, public speaker, and author. Melissa and I started working together. I thought it was 5 years. So the assessment was good for me too, because I got it clear. It's actually 4 years. We met and it just clicked. When Melissa and I started working together, she wanted to build her confidence, build her social media presence, and build her business. Since that time, in our past 4 years of working together, Melissa has planned over 100 events, secured a contract with the MLK Memorial Foundation, spoken at Facebook booths, received numerous awards and accolades, and positioned herself as the Olivia Pope of live events. She has successfully helped influencers, coaches, authors, small businesses, and nonprofits plan amazing in-person and virtual events. In addition to being a powerful powerhouse, event planner, businesswoman, business mentor, author, and speaker. Melissa has recently welcomed a new bundle of joy, Mr. Jameson, who we're going to be celebrating his first year on Earth.
Yeah.
She also helps her daughter run her social media brand and YouTube channel. And she's also incorporated her husband into her business model as her video editor to her clients. Okay.
Everyone's in.
Okay. So that's everything like we've accomplished, like in summing it up over the last, 4 years. And success is one of those things when now you're looking at it over a 4-year period. When you were in that year 1, you didn't see that.
Yeah.
When you were in that year 2, you didn't see that. When you were in that year 3, you didn't see that. And now that you're here and you're in your year 4, now we were able to look at it from a bigger perspective of a bigger gap of time, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And quantify, right? That's what assessment is about. Quantify. And corporate and even entrepreneurs should have accounting systems where we look at our profit and loss statements, our balance sheets. We look at our accounts receivable reports, our payables. You have to actually run your business like a business.
You have to. And to put things, so we're talking about numbers or quantifying. Rescue started in 2015. And then I met Christina in 2017. So that's what? That's 3 years or 2 years, right?
Yep.
And not saying I didn't grow. I grew, but put into perspective from 2017 to 2018 May, when I spoke for Facebook Boost, I didn't apply. Facebook found me. And the only reason they found me is because we boosted up our social media, our YouTube page, all of that stuff that Christina saw that we could see. And she researched, what are other event planners doing? How many subscribers do they have? What are they doing out there? And we looked at you look at your competition, you got to.
Yep.
And so you look to see what they're doing. And I have no clue. I don't know what video, what posts they saw, but when they reached out to me saying, hey, we're going to be in the DC area, we would love for you to talk about X, Y, and Z and be on the stage. And I had no clue. I had a bit like, oh, it's Facebook. Okay. Oh my gosh. But I had no clue to the point of being interviewed on news channels and blogs and featured that comes after that. I needed a PR person at that point. Right. And so that was not even a year from starting with Christina to being on a stage speaking for Facebook. So just putting that into perspective.
Yeah, like things happen so fast, but you put that intention out there. You invested, right? It wasn't just about, okay, doing this. You invested actual money, right? To work with someone to help you build and grow, right? And now you're paying people actual money to help you build and grow, right? In your business. And so that is when we think about, okay, well, she wanted to make profits. Well, how do you think she's able to invest in all these other things if those things don't come from profits? Does that make sense?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you guys are having that fear, that worry, or that doubt, you have to really put things in perspective and say, are you going to take the rest of the year and complain and wish it coulda? And whole 6 months go by. And I'm able to say this now. We just got a contract for 6 different events for the National Bar Association. We have some other things coming down the pipeline that I can't say, but I mean, it's major life-changing things. I have a post right now on Facebook Jobs looking for an event admin administrator, my second staff. And so there's times where I'm like, oh Lord, I got to pay people now to be staff. I got to have training, onboarding. And, of course, is that that's a big move. Like you're giving income to someone else's family, and it is that thought of like, wow, that's a big step. But
that's a big step.
It is definitely a step that you have to. The only way Rescue can grow and to be able to take bigger clients and bigger events. It's like what Christina said, I guess that's always my personality. I never think of like, oh, I can't do that. It's like, well, how can we do that? How can we make this work? And so you have to have that mindset of like, yes, I can do it. I am a big business and I can do it. And when your clients even tell you that they, and that shows your knowledge base and how great you are when your clients are sending out referrals. I barely put out. We used to boost all the time, right? Like book that
Mhm.
consultation. They're coming out of nowhere. I have no clue where these people are coming from. Some says Google, some says from another person, other. They're finding me. And so we barely even put out advertisement anymore because we're getting swamped. We can only take like what when we talked last, I think September and December.
Yep, September and December. And
September and
December was
December.
iffy because you may have want to take some time off.
I was supposed to. But a bigger client came in. I couldn't say no. But
every time we meet, I'm like, okay, so this month was booked out. You're like, but wait, there's one more.
There's
but
more.
Wait, there's another one.
Yes. But it all starts, and we're painting the pretty picture, but I really want people to understand, and especially for my moms, I gave birth during this whole process. I started off, Gabby might have been about 6 months when I started rescue, and I was in grad school. So don't talk about where I don't have time because I did it. And so if I'm just a little old girl from PG County with immigrant parents, and I don't feel like I fully have made it yet, but I can clearly see the difference from 2017 to now when it comes to perspective and business. Trust me, guys, do not wait. Don't say, oh, I will. Don't have that notebook that sits by your desk with all your pretty ideas and it never gets put into fruition. You need to sit down and talk to a business coach to really get things going. And just
I was gonna say real quickly for the notebook hoarders, I get a lot of clients for our notebook hoarders. I was one too. But we create like these implementation days where you're literally just cleaning out your notebook, get your stuff organized into Google Drive, get those thoughts out because they'll never go anywhere if they're just sitting there written out. At least get them typed up, right? Out of your notebook, done, right? Go back to them. They're there. You can access them through the drive and in the cloud systems and all that good stuff. So you always have it. So it's like, sometimes you do have to get your life organized, right? First, so that you can run a successful business. Because if you're organized, your business is going to be organized. I've never heard of anyone like my business is organized, but I'm like super disorganized. It doesn't work like that. You have to be like a well-balanced person.
Yeah.
So I think that even doing assessments, like regardless of where you are in your business or in entrepreneurship, or just even if it's a thought or idea, it's so important to check in with yourself, and you need to check in with your business.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. And I learned that it's, even if you're in the same city, get a hotel room for 2 nights and just be with yourself, order room service and say, okay, what's the vision? Get either the notebook, a whiteboard that you can bring with you, or one of those big sticky notes, and map it out. You have that vision. Now, how can I make this happen? Who do I need to make this happen?
Absolutely. So thank you, Melissa, for letting me be a part of your journey. I can't wait to see what happens next over the next 4 years. Like, I don't know.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for Christina. You're part of the family. You ain't going nowhere, girl. Okay. Thank you so much for being on.
Oh, thank you so much, Melissa. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye. So listen, you guys, it's so important. I know I mention it often, but it's so true to make sure that you do have someone that you can bounce ideas off. And, they always say 2 heads are better than 1. And they always say, 4 eyes are better than that. And so make sure you are investing yourself, whether you just do a consultation or you do a phone call just to get started. Because that's all you need to do. I just say, just start, just try, do a call, talk to someone, let them give you feedback. And then from there, do a plan, but just don't let it sit because 4 years can pass you by. And I've seen there's businesses that start along with me, and it's not to throw shade or compare, but I can see where they are and I can see where I am. And that's a clear difference of, it's almost like when people are going to college, it's like, do you stay with your high school stuff, or do you want to, be in real life and have a career? And so it's not only about the money, but it's also the lifestyle. I'm able to, in next week, we're traveling to Jamaica for 2 weeks. And though we still have rescue responsibilities, I'm able to carve out time during those 2 weeks to be spending time with my family we haven't seen. They haven't seen my family at all. And being able to see people who haven't seen me since I was a child. And, usually that wouldn't happen for people, but you have to think of that stuff. How can you have this balance of a lifestyle, kids? And one of my mentors, Lucinda Cross, she just posted, she's able to have a beach day with her family while her staff is being sharks for her. And that's exactly who you want on your team. Who's going to be that shark to say, no, rescue's doing this and answering emails for you while you're able to spend time with your family. That's what we all want. We want that balance of feeling appreciated, being able to have that balance, being able to have a stable income to survive, right? And so I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. I love Christina. She's amazing. Telling she's not going anywhere. My husband knows she's a part of the budget. It doesn't matter. So, and if you guys are looking to talk, especially for my mommypreneurs, we are gearing up our Mommypreneur tribe. We're getting ready for our conference. So definitely head over to melissajakes.com so we can talk more about that and subscribe so you can get a part of the newsletter and hear about what's going to be coming down the pipeline. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself as I did, and we will see you next month. Have a good evening. Bye.